Good evening, everyone. Hello, today is Friday. We are meeting again. Yeah, today, thank God, is Friday. So, um, how is everyone today? Everything goes well? So it had been like a crazy weeks for me. Currently, as I mentioned, that Malaysia is already entering into the recovery plan in the phase 4. So most of the activities have resumed back. So everyone is taking opportunity and chance, to go back, because for the past few months, a lot of things we unable to do, right? Some of them unable to go back to return to their hometown to see their friends, to meet their relative or friends, or even like, some praying. We can't even perform praying for the past few months. Yeah. So as you know that we are actually entering into the spiritual month, for once upon a time. So we are doing the spiritual month. And today my highlights, since I mentioned just now, even myself, I just have an opportunity to return back, to my father's hometown, my late father's hometown. It has been like 1 year plus, it's almost like 1 year plus. I haven't got the chance, to return back to my dad's hometown and performing a prayer, performing a prayer to him. And last week, I grabbed the opportunity that I able to go back to Penang Island. So not just only for the work purpose, but at the same time, I quickly visit to the monastery and to give my dad, a respect. And why I'm sharing this is because of in the Southeast Asia. Okay, in the Southeast Asia, usually, as we know that Buddhism is widely practiced around here. Islam is widely practiced around in this Southeast Asia region. And today I want to bring you to another interesting festival, which is, you remember, last week. Okay, we talked about the experience I have in Myanmar, especially in a very ancient city, Bagan. And today I want to draw your attention, and I want to bring you all the way down, to most of, I think, the travelers or tourists throughout the world. I think everybody will enjoy to visit that island, which is Bali. So what we're going to see Bali today is basically, we want to talk about not about the beauty, but about the life, okay, the culture. As we know that Bali is a very interesting country in the interesting island in the Indonesia. Until today, majority of the population, they still practicing Hinduism. Okay, and I think this is something fascinated about me. I still remember when my first visit, to Bali was way back year 2000. Okay, in the year 2000. Wow, 21 years ago. And I heard a lot because at that time I went back. I was just a tourist, and I heard about, people talk about Balinese. It's like, oh, this is an island that where the people usually, when come to religion practice, when come to like festival, to them it's so important. They put it as a top priority. And if you travel to Bali, you have to aware, and you always must check the calendar, and also find out, from the local, that sometime in their festival, in their spiritual festival, people will just, sacrifice, in the word of economic activities. They will just close their shop, and what they do is they just want to performing a pray. So I used to like remember 21 years ago, when my local guy was sharing this to me. Then I kind of like can't imagine, like how you actually can put your spiritual, your festival practices is all in the top priority. And then it was like, I still remember at that time, it was happened to me. I was there in one day, and what happened was suddenly my guide will just told us that, oh, we are so sorry, because tomorrow we can't do any activity. We were like, huh, why? The itinerary didn't say that we have a day, have to be relaxing in the hotel. Then they say, oh, we're sorry because tomorrow is actually the quiet day, the silence day. Then we were like, huh? Silence day? What do you mean by the word silence day? They say, oh yeah, nobody can leave, and then even the airport have to close. That this is a super powerful spiritual, and every Balinese who believe in Hinduism, everybody need to stay at home and have to be accepting in the dark, and then just being quiet. Nobody can do anything. Just relaxing, meditation, praying, and stay at home. So it's hard to imagine. Then I was like, well, you know so at that time I wasn't like very I don't have a much understanding. And then I until I remember was 2012. Okay, from 2000, then the next I returned back to Bali was 2012. And then I was in the homestay, and this time I chose to walk into the local, and I try to understand the local better because I want to experience like a local. So I choose to stay in the homestay. Yeah. So during that time, I was very lucky. Actually, I was in one of their very interesting festival. The name of the festival is Galungan. Okay, the name is called Galungan. And the Galungan Festival is usually they will performing according to Balinese. They have a Hindu calendar, and this Hindu calendar usually it will be based on 210 days. And based on these 210 days, just 10 days before they will start this festival Galungan. So to them is they believe like the dead spirit, their ancestral spirits. So like somebody have already their ancestor sibling, like siblings or some friends, who already passed away, and this is the time they will return back to the earth. Okay, and this is why I associate to the earlier. Until today, although I'm practicing in Buddhism, in the Buddhist way, but I still believe in the spirits. Same thing. So originally, the spirits idea was come from an animation, right? From the animation. So we believe in any mother nature, anything. It could be they always there is a soul who living inside. So same thing as we still believe, like even though our close siblings or anybody close to us have passed away, and you still will go into it. The spirits will always return. Just like I believe, like my dad spirits are still around me, still living with us together. And that's the reason why when I able to back to his hometown, and I can go to his where he lived in the monastery, the ashes, and I just want to performing the prayer. So when I look at Galongan, I can understand like in the day one, usually what they do is they will, in fact, they will like prepare. Okay, they will prepare foods. They will prepare. Like every family will come back together, cook together. It's like a big day. It's like a big day. It's like a gathering, everybody gathering together. They want to cook some good food to offering in the temple and offering to their spirits, their ancestor spirits. Okay, so I'm going to share you a video which I experienced to witness how they're preparing in a family house.
This
Ini
coconut.
Oh,
Coconut with the
jackfruit,
red.
coconut.
Yes.
And this
This
is
one. Ini apa nih?
Keluar apa nih?
Skin of the from the pig.
the pig.
Wait, but of the cooking already.
Oh, okay. So you just see like my hand was actually holding some food. And basically, I was in Galungan twice. One, it was in 2012, and the other time is actually way back 2016 or 17. I don't quite remember. Sometimes I just got a little bit mixed up with the year. So this was one of the experience I have in this family. They actually cook a little bit different. So usually in Galungan, they like to, as you know, that they are Hindu. Most of the Balinese are Hindu. They practice in Hinduism. So they eat pork. So pork is become like one of the major food when come to offering. Yeah. So they will eat everything. Like from the skin just now I mentioned, they even peel the pork skin and marinated it, okay, and then they steam it with the banana leaf, okay, and then of course they will blend it with some like gravy using fresh coconut flours, okay, and of course they put a lot of different type of spices to generating the taste, and it goes well with the pork skin. And also you have another, it's usually they will have like a pork meat, using the pork meat, and they will mix with like onion, long bean, okay, and I think long bean is very common as a vegetable, okay, and they will stir fry it, until strong flavor out, and then of course you goes very well with the rice, okay. And just now you see the lady, also they're preparing not only just what I have mentioned, the food, but they also preparing, in Malaysia we like to call it satay, okay, and in Bali they also call it, in Indonesia they call it satay. It's actually you can use chicken meat, pork meat, even if you take beef, but of course in Balinese they don't take beef, yeah, because they are Hindu. So you can also using fish meat. You can use fish meat to make it satay. So basically it's marinated the meat with the spices, and after that you will use the lemongrass stick, okay, you're using the lemongrass stick, and you just like make the meat that already marinated, and you just using your hand and press it, try to stick it together with the lemongrass stick, and then make it like a silicone shape. And what is do next, and you can actually barbecue it. Yeah. So after that, when the meat is well cooked, done, after you barbecue it, that's how you eat the food, okay, and you can just eat like a snacks. But I would say that in the Balinese food, when I learned about attending festival, I love about ceremony, why? Because this is one of the best way to explore the local food. So usually they will, because of they have to do the offering. So if you want to find out more about their local lifestyle, about their local culture, what are the common food they will prepare, or what sort of like a common those authentic taste, they will cook it. You shouldn't miss any festival time. That is where you can find all the traditional way of cooking and the food, to try it. Yeah. So in this Galungang, basically, is they believe their ancestral spirits will come back to the earth. That's why on the day one, total they have to celebrate for 10 days. Okay. So that's why on the day one, everybody will gathering together. Doesn't matter men and women, That remind me, I like about that atmosphere, because from when I was young, I stayed with my grandparents, and my grandparent is a very traditional, I would say that is quite old-fashioned kind of senior citizen. So I still remember, like, in the kitchen usually it's like all the women's, okay, and men's of course they don't come into the kitchen. They will preparing, for example, like decoration when come to festival, okay, or they will clear up because in because I'm a Chinese descendants, and my family, although like we practice like Buddhist and Taoism also. So what happened was we also have like certain day specifically for praying to our ancestor. So we need to do the clean up, especially if we have an altar, so we need to do the cleanup on the altar, the cabinet, the table, and so on. So usually men will do, and then women, will have to do the cleanup. But in Bali, I feel is very interesting is everybody do everything together. So it doesn't matter you are men and women. So even like when they want to do in the Galungan, they actually have to do some decoration. So they have to use the bamboo stick, and they will use some like flower decoration and make it into looks like a flat. The shape look like a flat, and they it's like a kind of like a symbol, like welcoming the spirits. And usually it's always in the yellow color because they have to prepare this. As I say, it's a 10-day celebration, and usually this decoration will lift it up, not necessary from the day one during the Galungan, but definitely before the day 10. Because that is also part of the celebration of Galungan until Kuningan. So I was very lucky because when I was 2 times in Bali, I don't know why I'm so lucky. I always hit at the right time that I will stay in Galungan all the way till the Kuningan. That's why I witnessed all this. And I like the atmosphere, the family, doesn't matter, men and women, we come together, prepare the decoration, clean the house, and also at the same time, they will preparing the food together. And of course, they will enjoy the food. So being a local tourist at that time, although most of the tourist attraction, I unable to visit. Okay, that's why I want to remind all of you, in case you choose your calendar to visit Bali, make sure if you are the very typical tourist type, okay, and you would love to enjoy all the tourist attraction, I need to remind you, then you have to avoid during the festival because you see nothing much. Everybody will go back home, as I mentioned to you, to celebrate their festival. To them, ceremony, spirit, this spirit festival, spiritual festival is so important to them. And in the Hindu calendar, it's they practice some kind of unique Hindu calendar, which is always is only in the 210 days, and then you will turn into another 210 days. This is how the ancient Hindu calendar they will actually practice. And today, why I'm dressed like this, this is actually I realize. Interesting about the similarity in the Southeast Asia. That's why we use the word initiate the integration. They when come to the second day of the Gulungan, because first day is preparing the food, right? Preparing yourself. Then the second day, everybody will dress up nicely with their traditional Balinese costume. So one of the costume I observed, the lady always like to wearing this kind of a white lace. But unfortunately, this costume I doesn't buy from Bali, yeah? Because you can see the collar and the design, it's a little bit different. But I choose this piece because I want to share you because of the lace. They will, most of the lady will wear yellow color or even like striking color, bright colors, including like some will wearing the white colors. Definitely they must have a colorful dress or sarong, like a pario, to actually to go with, and they will nicely dress up themselves and preparing the food. Especially I love to see the Balinese, especially the female, the ladies, Balinese lady women, how they carry the food. They actually will put all their food is ready for offering into the temple. Usually they must go to the temple together with the whole family members, and every family will go to the closer temple, okay, into their temple or the ancestral place, like a place that where they have all their ancestral altar to be placed. So then they will start offering. Then they will do some chanting, and then sitting together like gathering, and start to welcoming the spirits. I'm going to share you the next video. So you just enjoy the performance of the ceremony. As I mentioned, since I couldn't entering most of the tourist site, so I decided, really joining the local. So I was very lucky. I can actually following throughout the whole festival, like how they actually celebrate. So just now, what I just shared in the video, in fact, they are from the same village. Okay, they are from one village, and all these are family grouping by family, and some of them even they are sibling, they are relative. So they will gather together and performing the play. So now you know why today I choose my costume, right? I'm sure you've seen some of the Balinese lady have wearing the white race and the colorful pario. Yeah. And you can see like the way the spiritual is very like quiet, not to just some bell ring and then they just chanting. And I think the spiritual water, this is to cleanse away. It's like a blessing, after the pray, and all the women's will take turn and walking around in their temple area. And also these are the area that normally, actually to me, it's like I interpret it's like a cemetery also. Okay. In Chinese, some of the Chinese cemetery is the same. We will have a temple nearby, and before we actually pray to our own ancestor, we need to perform, some praying, to some local deity that who actually take care. So just now when you see the Balinese lady, they are actually walking around and keep going around and spring the holy waters. That is to do the cleansing also. And nearby is actually all their ancestor house also. So this is day 2 performances. Okay, and after that, when they finish performing this spiritual, usually it will take like half a day. Okay, morning they started, and then by noon it's getting hot, and everybody will go back into their family, and then they will start enjoying, the food. And in the day 3, this is where they will started to leave from their house in the day 3. So what they do after that, they will start visiting some other relative, and friends, and do more social gathering. Okay, then I think during this COVID time, is very hard for them, and it's going to be very difficult. If you see the way just now they're performing the ceremony, I do not think in this difficulty time and during this pandemic, it's advisable, to perform a pray like this, and especially we need to avoid the crowded. So I believe these 2 years, a lot of spiritual performance, we started to getting to miss it because of the crowd. And sometimes it's very difficult to keep for the social distancing. And then I think the parade is also not permitted, and it's not advisable, to do that. Yeah. then that's why when I come to think about this, okay, I'm glad that I did that. Yeah. So the last video I want to show to all of you is another great performance. It's they actually parade around their village. Yeah. So let's have a look.
Tempat lain kan juga juga. Ini ada dari sampah kalau ini
So what you just witnessed is, as I mentioned to you, from Galungan, I go into the Kuningan. So total is 10 days. So this is one of the Kuningan celebration. So it's already come to the day 10. So when the day 10, why they actually parade and with the, can you see just now the decoration in each house right in front, like a long bamboo sticks and something dangling down. You can using the coconut leaf and also some decoration from the fresh flowers, whatever that usually you can find from the surrounding. That is panjor. Okay, that is called it the word panjor. So this panjor is also when you see each family, they have decorated right in front of their house with the panjor. That's tell you it's during the Kuningan. So it's also another word. It's come to the day 10, that where the spiritual, their ancestor spirits, it's time to leave from the earth. So this parade ceremony is again is like a, it's like a way of interpret. It's like the symbolic. That how they gloriously want to send their ancestor leave, and then they have to wait for another 210 days later, another circle, then the ancestor spirit will return back again. Yeah. So this is a little bit sharing my personal and real experiences about this interesting and unique, the Balinese Hinduism spiritual ceremony. So I hope you enjoy the night with me tonight. And I'm really looking forward. I really miss that, But I really do not know when will be the day that we can resume back, all the festival and the celebration. But again, I think this is why we travel, right? I think this is again like, why it makes our human are so unique. This is how we make us like through the spiritual way and to tell us our belief and our philosophy also, right? I think in the moral story here, every religions, I always say that, I respect all the religions and I enjoy all the ceremony because there's always highlighted to us the value is the word respect, and most important is the peace and harmony. Yeah, that's what we really need. Okay, I'm going to see you next time, next week, Friday, same time, 9 p.m., once upon a time. Hope you enjoy the night with me. Do not forget to join me again. And don't forget to like and share. Thank you. Good night. Happy weekend.